Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is April, and for today's video I'm going to be reviewing the Huda Beauty Rose Gold palette. This is what it comes in. I just took this little thing off. There are 18 different colors in this palette, 7 of which are actually metallic shades and the rest are matte. This retails for $65 over at Sephora, so it is definitely on the pricier side, but I will tell you right off the bat, it is worth every ounce of your money. It is a great palette. I'm absolutely obsessed with it. The first thing that I want to touch upon right before I get into showing you all of the swatches for everything is that these pigment strengths are really super strong, and they've actually been lasting on me all day, and I haven't been wearing setting spray at all on my face. I've just kind of been throwing my makeup on really quickly and kind of just like leaving the house lately because we're, like I said, we're under renovations if you guys haven't been following me. So I've just been kind of like running around. Everything is everywhere, so I haven't even like really done like a full face of really good makeup. But the shadows have lasted me all day, and so I'm really happy about that. And another thing that I wanted to tell you guys is that for those metallic shades that are in this palette, you really can't use a brush for it. I mean, I've tried a regular brush, I've tried one of those sponge tip applicators. Sorry if you guys hear a plane going over. That usually doesn't happen over here. Anyway, you can't even use like one of those sponge tip applicators because it just doesn't apply as well, but if you use your finger, it'll come out great. I'm going to show you the difference between using each brush and using your finger, and you're going to see what a difference it actually makes. So now I'm going to hop on over and I'm going to show you all of the swatches and show you which ones are my favorite, which ones I think I'll use the least, and yeah. Here's an overview of the palette. 7 of these are metallic, 1 I consider a highlight, which is called Moonlight, and the rest of these are all matte. So the first shade I'm going to swatch is Dubai, which is right up here at the left. So since this is a metallic shade, I'm going to show you the 3 different applications. One with a regular eyeshadow brush right here, another one I'll show you with a sponge tip applicator right here, and then the third way I'll show you is with my finger, just so that way you guys can see the difference between all 3 applications. So as you can see, applying it with a regular shadow brush doesn't really work too well for these metallic shades. It just does not show up for whatever reason, so I really don't recommend that. The sponge tip applicator is slightly better, but it's still not picking up on all of the metals. And then if you apply it with your finger, you're actually able to see the difference and you're able to pick up on the metals. So I don't know if you notice the difference there, but I see a pretty big difference. But in general, the Dubai shade is not one that I'll be picking up all the time, but I'll be occasionally using it on the outer rim of my eye. The next shade is a maroon color. It's called Fling. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love this shade so much. It's very, very pigmented and just really beautiful. The next shade is 24 Carat. It is a yellowish gold. It is very, very beautiful. Again, the quality is great. It just picks up so great. I love this one, again, so much. The next shade is this color Rose Gold. It is a very lightly pigmented metal, but I do think it's really beautiful. I also really love it as a highlight for the bottom 3 shades in the palette, which are Maneater, Henna, and Sandalwood. I think that it just goes really well with the 3 of those. Also, the other thing that I love about this is that the base of this shadow is rose, and then the actual metal part is gold, so it just kind of like reflects off of its own shade. It's just really beautiful. You have to see it in person. This next metal is called Trust Fund. This is actually my favorite metal in the entire palette. Look at how strongly pigmented it comes on. It's just really beautiful. It's like this burnt orange. It's a lot more metallic in person than it looks on camera. So again, one of those shades you need to see in person, but it is so wearable. I love it. Next, we have the metal called Angelic. It picks up so well in the light. I think it's really undervalued in the palette itself, but once you see it in the light, it is absolutely stunning. This next shade is called Hashtag Blessed. It is more of a bronzy gold, but look at how beautiful it comes out. It is like a solid metal. I love this one so much. It's really beautiful. Okay, so for the next one, I'm going to quickly group these next 3 together. Bossy is my favorite right there, and I also like Shy, and then I'll group those last 2 together. Bossy, this one is really nice. It's sort of like a dark maroon. Flamingo is probably the one I'm going to wear the least in this palette. I'd almost dupe it as a blush. And then Shy is a nice light mauve, but I feel like there are better shades in the palette. But they're all really nice still. So this next shade right here is called Bay, and for some reason it doesn't show up on camera on my swatch, which is so weird. It does make a really beautiful base. I like it just for that, it's really hard for it to pick up on camera. It is like my exact skin tone. And this next one is kind of like a metal, but is more of a highlight to me. That is called Moonlight. I think it's absolutely stunning. It's one of my favorite shades, and I use it every single time I use this palette. So these next three shades I'm going to group together, they are all of your neutrals. We're going to start off with Black Truffle, which is literally just a black matte shadow. These are all buildable, so you can definitely, make it a lot more intense if you choose to. The next shade is called Suede, and this is like a very light taupe, but again, buildable, still beautiful. And then this next dark brown one is called Cocoa, and I use this pretty much almost every time at the outer corner of my eye, or it's just a beautiful brown shade. So those are your three neutrals right there. So these next three shades are my favorite mattes in the entire collection. We're going to start off with Maneater, which is like a burgundy red, and remember that they come on a little bit lighter, but they are buildable to be completely pigmented. They are absolutely stunning. This color is so beautiful. I wear it a lot to make my eye color pop. It's just really, really super, super beautiful. Next, we have Henna, which is my favorite matte in the entire palette. It is this orangey burnt sienna type of color. It just goes well with green and blue eyes, and my eyes are green and blue, so I love that. And then Sandalwood, which I usually use in my crease whenever I am using this palette, and I just love it. I think it's just such a nice transition shade. So now that you guys have seen it all, I really hope you guys like this video. This palette to me is definitely worth it. I'll post a link to the palette down below. I know that right now, at least at Sephora, it's sold out, but a lot of people are selling it in like other places, like third-party places like eBay and things like that for a lot cheaper, I guess, like partially used. I'm sure you can find some on Poshmark and things like that. So yeah, even though it's on the more pricier side, I definitely recommend it. I love this color scheme of this palette. I love the rose gold colors. I think it makes any eye color just pop a little bit more rather than just using your flat neutrals, like just your plain browns or beiges and things like that. I think having some warmth in there, or even cool tones, so maybe this palette wouldn't be for you if you like cool tones, but having some sort of temperature degree in either direction for your eyeshadows, I think is really going to help your eyes pop. So yeah, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys liked this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. I put out new videos every Sunday and Wednesday. If you haven't watched my last video, which was the tea talk on Sunday, you can go click right here to go watch that, and I'll see you guys next Sunday.